What's going on, guys? You are tuned into the Wholesale Real Estate Nightcap, and my guy Corderos took that literal nightcap. He's going dark on y'all, man. He putting y'all put y'all in that dark mode, man. On your phone, you know how you put that dark mode, everything turn black.
I mean, it's so much to the point where I forgot that dark mode is a thing. I'm just always in the dark mode.
See that he has the luxury of being in dark mode because the light skinned brothers could go dark mode and still be seen. If I was in that dark mode, that dark shirt, y'all wouldn't even see me up in here,
dude. Just eyes and teeth.
Dude, your eyes and teeth, dude, it would be a wrap.
I'm telling you.
Oh man, but shoot, man, we back up in this thing, man. Another day of grinding, trying to get a deal, man, trying to get people locked up. We didn't get anybody locked up today, but we gotta get somebody locked up this week. Who do you think is gonna be this week, man?
Listen, the lady from Atlanta, she messaged me. Just coincidentally, she said she was going on vacation right as she was ready to go. Deal that we've been working on, or that I think that she might have got us. She might have hit us with the rope-a-dope, but she just knows what she's doing. And sometimes you can trust it, because we always talk about don't send a contract out unless they're ready to go. She took me back to the old ways where we sent the contract out and had to go ahead and how would you say, wait and just kind of stall out until she signed it. But she sent me what she wanted to add. Yeah, hope and pray. And she said, add this. And it was something simple, a simple contingency about like basically a disclosure that she doesn't know the condition of the property. So fine. But she said, once you send that over, I'll be ready to go. And then she said, but coincidentally, I'm going out of town today through the 20th. And I'm like, oh, I said, will you be able to sign it? She said, hopefully. I said, I don't want to. So if she can't sign it until we get back,
baby.
If she can't sign it until she get back, then we're going to just change the closing date on it. And that's about it. And do it like that. So. But I'll keep pressing her. She got that. She professional. She a county clerk. So when you send her email, it say, "Oh, I'm out of town." Automatic response. I'm out of town this week. Oh, her, or it could be any one of the leads. I'm working on Cordarius. Shout out to Cordarius, man. I'm working on a lead that you got. A guy, I think he's ready to move forward. I was just a little bit tired. And in West Tennessee, yeah, that's Cordarius's deal. Okay.
Go ahead, man. Hold on.
Yeah. But that's Cordarius's deal. Working on Cordarius's deal. Jay got a couple Jade's got Jade got the Albany deal that we're trying to work on. I think Jay got 2 Albany properties that we're working on. 2 Albany properties, both of them with fire damage. I think Jay went on there and said, "Hey, let me get fire damage." He go on there. He's ordering them like a burger at McDonald's or something. Let me get two fire damage properties in Albany with a large Pepsi. But so Richard, I think my guy Richard might got something on the hook, honestly, as well. So I don't know, man. We got Coach locked up, Cordarius, on the way. So I think Ralph got something. So I don't know, man. We're working, but I want to talk real quick, briefly, until Byron gets back, just about what's going on. She just texts you. Who, Richard? Are you talking about Tammy? Miss Tammy? Hey, can we yada? That'll be crazy, because I was just like, man, bye. We ain't got time to be playing these games with y'all. So I just want to talk about Rich. Yeah, Yes, sir. See, we'll see. Play it cool. You play the nice guy. I guess I'll play the bad guy if need be, man. But just want to talk about the market and what's going on, man. It looks like at least I can give an account to what I've been noticing. And that's that we're noticing an influx of leads that's coming in of people who just bought their house in 5 years or less. And usually it's like 1 to 2 years or less. And they need to sell. That means I'm noticing that people are already in a tougher position after just buying the house, but they don't have much equity. They don't have a lot of equity to play with. So it's kind of hard to get them something, to get them a deal or get their property locked up. So that's something to consider. So I would say I'm sorry that we couldn't help. Please let me know if you change of heart. You don't want to sound too desperate. I mean, again, you can play the good guy, I play the nice guy, but you said, please let me know if you have a change of heart. Kind of does sound, but that's a good point. Like, I'm sorry that we couldn't help you. You kind of got to stand firm too. Please let me know. Because if you say, please let me know if you have a change of heart, I would say, I like the direction you took it, but I would say, I'm sorry we weren't able to come to an agreement, but just let me know, if there's anything else we could do, if we could help, if there's anything we could do. If you say, if you have a change of heart, that's kind of, I don't know, it's late, man. It's late into the day. But ultimately, guys, I've noticed a lot more people doing this. I've noticed a lot more changes in the market. I think, and I am not a market expert. I'm not an economist. I am not an attorney. I'm not a real estate agent. I am not a scuba diver. And I do not, by any stretch of the imagination, I do not skydive. I don't do that. I'm not a professional skydiver, but I do talk with sellers all day long just to kind of get a understanding of what they need and providing value. And one thing that I've noticed is that these people are getting in tighter and tighter situations. And also you get a feel for what's going on in their lives. Like, what got you here? What do you need? And people are just like, not everybody, but I'm just noticing that a lot more people are like, oh, my business is suffering, or this and that and this and that. And so I say all this to say, one of the best things will be to go ahead and help people, or to one of the best things will be to go ahead and get your mind in the service mindset. Me and Richard was talking about this earlier, just kind of how our personality types work when we're talking to the sellers. But ultimately, it's about understanding that everybody has a problem and you got to be willing to solve that problem. And so the more problems that open up in the market, the more likely that we'll be able to provide value and add value to everybody. And so ultimately, you are, dude, come on now. You about to get me, you about to have me.
I had a good lead, man. I had a good lead. I had to check on it. Had to check on a good lead, dude. Had to check on a good lead. And it's in Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
It's a good lead in Fitzgerald. So I had to check on it. You know what I'm saying?
What is tough?
Did you go? Oh, Rich said, Jay says, okay, I'm pretty sure you already down here. Phil says, hey, Cordero, Mr. Phil Banks, what's up?
Shout out to Phil. Spot on. Charm is my VA, man. She was a VA when I first got started, and me and Charm kind of grew. And she was one of my first and one of the first people to join my team. And man, got a lot of experience. Her and I both learned a lot together. Charm is just one of those people, guys. Charm, I will reach out. I've been meaning to reach back out to you, Charm. So thank you for reminding me. But I definitely will reach out to you on Skype so we can talk about this. I would love to talk about moving forward. But Charm, don't let Byron know. I don't want Byron to kind of. Charm is good. Charm is good.
So Phil says, "What do you do when your seller says they changed their mind and want to cancel your contract?" Go ahead and get them, Cordero. Seek them.
Well, now I'm gonna be real. If it depends on what they're talking about, because I'm not trying to like make nobody feel uncomfortable or lock them in. But when when this happened, let's say it's a deal that me and Byron are both working on, and they'll say something like that. I'll be like, Byron, they said the first thing Byron say is, well, we under contract. We can't do nothing. I'm like, yeah, man, but they, you know what I'm saying? They got this going on or that going on. So ultimately what I do is I just be patient. Don't panic. Don't respond too quickly to it, and just be patient and just kind of hear them out and understand their situation and let them know, try to understand their situation. And this is how to immediately respond to the seller. And then we can talk about the format, what you should really do, actionable steps. But hear them out, let them feel heard and understood, because there's a reason why they wanted to move forward. And now there's a reason why they want to back out. And then take the time to explain to them that you still have an obligation in the purchase agreement to move forward, but it's less about threatening them, because some people, when they make their mind up, they ready for a fight. They probably made it up in their mind that they gonna get this how they get other things. Like they gonna get this how they get that extra sauce at McDonald's. They crazy to you. And so if you go in, well, that's why I'd be like, Byron, what's going on? What you think? I'm like, Byron, no, we can't say that. That's not gonna work like that. That's gonna end up in a fight. And when you fight, there's no winners in a fight. And so ultimately it's about explaining to them, help acting as a professional. And like 9 times out of 10, where they're like, man, I don't want to move forward, it's because of problem that they have. And it's because they feel we've already gotten to the contract. It's because they feel like some level of uncertainty or cold feet. And so your job is to help let them know, listen, it's not about reminding them that they don't have a choice. Well, you stuck anyway. That makes them feel more uneasy. But letting them know, hey, remember, this is the solution to your problems. This isn't the problem. This is actually the solution. And we're going to make sure that you're taken care of every step of the way. We're going to make sure that we get you what you need and we can deliver. We'll be able to close. Just let me know, is there anything else that we can do to be more accommodating, that maybe we can, give you some time after closing in the property. So that way you got a little bit more time after you get your money or your funds. Or do you need help? Do you need us to help you find your next place or whatever? But at no point in time am I really bringing up the fact that, you locked in. You can't go nowhere. By the way, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to basically sidestep their concerns. Hey, I want to get out the contract. What do I got to do? Well, I understand, what's going on? That's I'm going at it from that angle. Talk to me. Why you feel that way? What's going on? And then they start telling me, well, this or that. Well, I completely understand, but I just want to, we're going to I'm going to start talking to them like, yeah, never mind what you said. Let's go. I need you to feel more confident. We're going to get there, right? And so that's going to help, because you need them working with you. You need them working on your team. You can't have them working against you at any point. So this whole putting a gun to their head and saying, look, I got the contract, dude. You ain't going to do what you going to do. You can't do nothing. I'll sue you. Then you probably will end up in court with that mindset. And so you got to make sure that you're being a lot more diplomatic, but it's also about making them feel comfortable. That's how you handle the seller, and then moving them, handling their. Alex Hormozi broke down the difference between obstacles and whatever things that stop you from moving forward with the sale. But that's how you handle those things. But now also I would say once you hear that, if you start feeling some uneasiness about the seller, immediately go file a memorandum. Immediately file a memorandum. That's actionable. After you get off that call and you like once you talk to them to a point where they feel a lot better about moving forward, then you should okay. Now they're at bay. You put that fire out. Go file a memorandum on that property. Right. I know some cats that I heard this before. They file memorandum on every single property that they have under contract, and Byron, that guy.
That forced the guy to sell a property in Statesboro, man.
Yeah, and also too,
that way, let him go.
You know what, dude? I found like you can't do the whole gun to the person's head and force them. Like, bro, you gonna get over here and do this, and I've done that, and it can work just because off the strength, you know, you're in the right because you've signed a legally binding contract. But what ended up happening? And you're right, John. You ain't lied. But ultimately, when you sign a legally binding contract, they have an obligation to deliver on. You have an obligation to deliver on. And so when they say I don't want to do it, that's like us getting to the close and say, I don't want to pay no money. I don't want to pay you that for no reason other than I just don't want to pay you. So it's just like nah. And so what I found is that a lot of problems can get handled just from caring about that person. And 9 times out of 10, it's a real underlying, under the surface problem that they didn't feel comfortable expressing. So if you attack that and help them feel confident, you can move forward. But Charm says, I love watching you do this, Cordero, for years. Been really recommending this and me do the social media marketing for you. Yes, you have. A lot of stuff that I do now, Charm was recommending.
So Charm is a social media marketer.
Charm, cut it out.
Hey. I'm looking you up on Facebook, Charm. Don't even worry.
Really, Charm is a VA, and she is looking for her next position. And if I don't go ahead and grab her, shoot. We might have to share Charm, honestly. Whoever decides to grab her.
Be on Team REI next door.
I'm telling you, Charm. Charm is one, very skilled. The thing about Charm is people would always tell her, you sound like you're from California. And she's got this cool, laid-back vibe that people really like talking, you know what I mean? So, Charm. But she says, break a leg, get them deals closed. Yeah.
Get them deals closed. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, man. But yeah, you could put the gun to their head. That's a very good question, Phil, because you run into that and most people don't know what to do. Don't panic. Don't be like, oh, this is a problem. It's just every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you start to get in that mindset, there's like nothing, you become unstoppable. That mixed with 10X. And so when they do that, just and then file a memorandum and just make sure that you're staying deep in contact with that person. Check in them. If you was checking in on them once a week, check in on them twice a day until you close from that point. I just want to make sure you could find different reason to keep that person in connect. Call them and say, hey, I just wanted to check and see. Did you want your check in cash or did you want them to wire it? Okay, you could be 3 weeks, a month from the closing. Just call them and ask them that question. Hey, this is after you dealt with the fire, after you got the property, the memorandum on the property. Then stay in touch with them, touch base with them. Do not let them get out of your grasp because it be that time where they sit alone and have time to think and that time to talk to they boyfriend or their girlfriend. And you're like, baby, we need to do this, baby. Baby, we need to do that. We can get more money, baby, and all of that.
Like old boy, you just
yeah, like a lot of people I was talking to. But Richard, I was just about to say, Byron, can you tell us, by the way, a very important part? What is a memorandum, and how do you file a memorandum on the properties? He said, "What is a memorandum?"
Right. Hey, I can actually tell you probably more about Miranda rights than I can about a memorandum. But, but I know what the memorandum does is clouds the title, right? It's basically recording your contract with whatever county it is to let them know, hey, look, I have a legally binding contract here with this person and you know what I'm saying, is filing it correctly with the county or whatever county that property or whatever is in. That way, when they go to try to sell the property, right, it's going to come up in the records because you recorded it, right? That what we call clouds the title.
Yeah.
There's something that needs to be cleared up before you can actually close on the property.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have to clear up that situation. Most of the time, the person who's actually buying the property at that point will go and like try to pay you off, or they'll say, okay, this person is trying to buy the property, I can't sell it to you because I already signed a contract with somebody else, you know, and then they may go with you, you know what I'm saying? You have to work it out, you know, but it's clouding that title. It's recording your contract with that person, which in turn is going to cloud the title. So when they go to the attorney's office, title company, when they run the title to see, hey, is anything tied to this property that needs to be handled before it changes hands, your contract gonna pop up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they can't get around, and a lot of people, there's a lot of different reasons why one would cloud the title. Obviously, in our case, we got a purchase agreement to purchase, and we cloud it so that way they can't sell it to somebody else. But sometimes real estate agents do this when we have a listing agreement on the property, and the seller tries to sell it behind their back or something like that. There will be a cloud on it that's saying, "Hey, I have dibs on this property." You know what I mean? But it's similar to like a lien, but without like a direct amount attached to it. So it's not like a monetary lien, but like Byron said, it's like what needs to be cleared up before it can move forward, and how does one go about filing a memorandum? Is it the same in each county? Is it different in other counties, or do you go to the title company? How you do that?
It's different in each county. You need to call the county superior court and, you know, just ask them, hey, look, I'm trying to file a memorandum contract. You know, what is y'all's process? Yeah. Most of the time, there's a way to come in and file, and there's a way to e-file. Of course, the workers there usually, you know, don't want to deal with people. So they're going to encourage you to take the route that where they don't have to see you. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to say, go try to e-file or go online and do whatever. So a lot of times you can go online and do your e-file and try your best to follow the directions. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't want to help you at all, even though their whole job is to help the people of the county. They don't want to help nobody. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to go for what you know, unless you got somebody that's, you know, and that actually is interested in helping people. You know what I'm saying?
I remember there's a property we was flipping in Clarksville.
Yeah.
I remember that was such a valuable lesson, because I mean, I knew that already, but the way Byron did this was so smooth. We were trying to get the electric turned on, and one lady we called talking stupid stuff, talking about Byron's wife need to come up there in person. Byron's all the way in Georgia. This person's in North Tennessee touching Kentucky, or this property was touching Kentucky. So saying something silly like, oh, your wife needs to come and give us her social security card.
Are you married? I'm like, yeah, I'm married. She was like, oh, well, your wife got to come up here and do that.
For an electric. That lady was putting her own personal problems. She just mad her husband don't listen to her. We need to listen to your wife more. Matter of fact, I won't do anything till she comes here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She has nothing to do with it. I don't know if he just directly hung up or he was like, okay, I'll get back.
You know I ain't hanging up on nobody.
I don't know. Byron was just like, whatever. It was smooth. He got off the phone with her and he immediately called them back without saying anything. He just was like, okay, all right, bye. Good. Call him again and got somebody else. And right there, got the electric bill. He said, I'm about to call get somebody else. I'm like, yeah. So
they didn't even ask me if I was married.
No. That's like you go to, come on.
But that lady was acting like there's no way around this. You have to. Hung up the phone with her, call back. The person didn't even ask me if I was married.
And that happens so much in this business. And you got to think of that when you call the title company, when you call insurance companies, when you call attorneys, when you call people's lenders for them, when you call, because I'm on the same thing. I'm on the phone now with a deal that we're trying to get closed in Florida. Call the lender. I call the lender. I got rights to talk to the lender on behalf of the seller. I call in the first lady like, oh, we won't get that till next week, and got a crazy attitude. I'm trying to get the payoff. We won't get the payoff until next week, and this and that and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, can I talk to this guy, the same guy I talked to yesterday, please? I'll see if he's open. That guy. Done talking. By the time I'm done talking to him, he said, oh, we can have that by tomorrow or Friday at the latest. I'm like, okay. This lady gave, you know what I'm saying, and she didn't seem to care. So you got to keep in mind, and this is, don't sleep on this. This is one of those little in-between details to a newer person that you might not consider until you're in that position. But I want to give it to you for ammo. When you're actually going through the process of closing a deal, you will have to talk to attorneys, again, lenders, mortgage companies. You're trying to do short sales, insurance companies, contractors, and you got to call other businesses. And you might talk to one person and think, oh, wow, I got to do this, this, and that. But consider, if it doesn't make sense to you, like calling a electric company and they talking about your wife got to come up, that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't argue with that person. Again, same way, be diplomatic. Okay, absolutely, not completely understand. Talk to somebody else. You got to 10x your activity in all directions. How many representatives that you talk to? I mean, you might have to talk to 2 or 3 of them when you thought I was just going to call in and get one guy. But some people are new to the job, so they don't know that, oh, we can walk around. We can step around that. She might be thinking, oh, there's no way we can around it because she's been working there for 2 days. But the guy who's been working there for 2 years, he like, oh, here, just go over here, click this, click this. It be those overzealous people that just got started in a job want to argue with the customer and stuff. It's like, man, there might be a better way. And they feel disrespected if you ask to sidestep them, but and go somewhere else. So you just gotta be diplomatic and keep moving. And so
get off them and call back. But anyways, so Rich says, sound like a tool we should use every time. Does it cost to e-file? Yes, it does. And I mean, you can do it every time. There's people who do it every time. You know what I'm saying? You just need the personnel. Really, a lot of times it's about personnel because there's so much stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with this, dealing with this, to sit here and try to file every single time. That's a process that if you set it up and have the personnel that, hey, look, your job is to do boop, 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 then they can get that knocked out. You know what I'm saying? But, some people don't even want to file it on random, some people don't necessarily care for that. A lot of times I don't really care for it,
Yeah, I mean, and also too,
too busy chasing the next deal.
Yeah,
but if that was your thing to do every time, like as soon as it doesn't matter if they was running away, doesn't matter if they, was all in or running away. If you just did it every single time, then I would like that. Like that would be more my thing. If I did like, this is what we do. This is what we do guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is just what we do. You know what I'm saying? If I just did it every single time, if I decided, okay, we'll do it every time, you know, then
it's just a part of it's not a thing.
It's just process. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not out to get you. I'm not out to da. This is what we do every time. You know what I'm saying? So
because this is usually the connotation with this, and that's why you'll see some attorneys shy away from doing it, and they'll tell you go do it yourself. Is that filing a memorandum? It's kind of negative. It's almost like you have a disagreement with the seller. That's why you have to do it. But you want to kind of lean to having a good enough rapport with the seller, connecting with the seller on a like we all on the same page. Before you even sign the contract, I need you to make sure this is something you want to do. Like, So that way, the idea of you backing out, that shouldn't be a question because we've already established that this is what you need to solve your problem. You truly have a problem. This is a solution. But don't say that, Richard, because how I got to this point, I wasn't always at this level. I had to take some L's. There was one month in particular, we had 3 deals all at once. Take our property. We was locked up, going to the closing table all at once, 3 deals. They all sold to somebody else.
Gone.
We were under contract. A month before, weeks before, days before closing, these people just sold their house to somebody else, disrespected the mess out of us. We should have filed a memorandum on every one of those people. And we actually had the chance to. Once we felt like that seller was getting shaky and disagreeable, then we could have filed a memorandum just to protect our interests. But I think I was like, same mindset as Byron on that. It's kind of like if it's something we do, then we know to do it. But that's not something that we were thinking about doing. So it's just like to stop in the middle of it and go figure out how to file a memorandum, whatever. But now
it's like to stop getting leads. Well, we was really focused on like getting more deals. It's like, should we focus on trying to stop all these people from going somewhere else, or should we focus on getting more leads, trying to close more deals? Yeah. We chose, let's just keep focusing on getting more leads, close more deals.
Yeah. But now that I know, I mean, filing a memorandum is really not that complex of a process.
It's not that.
And so that's why we say
we didn't want to dwell on, those people. We wanted to move on from them. You know what I'm saying? We wanted we wanted to just keep it moving. We wanted to focus on keep the main thing, which is more business. You know what I'm saying?
Moving forward with speed, or your more is a lead. And you just got to keep it moving. And so
but now go ahead. I was going to ask a question.
I was just gonna say, like, that's something. Let's call it tomorrow. But I was gonna say, like, that's something when Richard says do that on every deal, might need to start doing that on every deal. Because I'd be dang that happened to me again.
You stupid. Hey, quick question. Who's Deborah Chambers?
Oh, Deborah Chambers. I don't know, bro. I talked to it's just what I'm saying is at this point they'd be like, hey, this seller I'm like, let's just talk to him. I don't know. I'll figure it out once I get on the phone with him, because at this point I'm just talking to so many people. I can't. Some of them I can recall, but some of them I can't. Deborah Chambers. The name sounds very familiar, so I'm just like,
I'm pretty sure Richard remind us. But anyway,
all I need is you to get them on the phone and call me, or tell me to call them, and I'll call them. But when that's happened, send me the address, phone number, and name. And then while I'm on the phone, because to me, it's all the same. If you got a lead, a PPL lead at that, all I need is to be on the phone with them first, and then they address really on Zillow.
Yeah, for sure. So I gotta ask a question. You got a person wholesaling, right? They wholesaling one deal every month or so.
Okay.
How do they go from wholesaling one deal a month, or one day every other month, to consistently wholesaling, let's say, 3 deals a month, or at least doing 3 deals a month? Let's say, how do they get to that next level of hitting that, go from 1 every other month or something like that to going at least 2 to 3 a month? How do they go and go from that level to that level?
I'm gonna go broad, general, and then a little bit more narrow. General, 10x. General, massive action is the cure-all. So just do more of everything. Do more in all directions. But more specific in particular, do more what? I would say for that individual, however you're doing your deals. So if you got a deal last month and the deal before that and the deal before that and the month before that and the month before that, or let's say it's every 2 months, but there was some sort of pattern, I would say however you got there, just do more of what you did. Like we were when Shaw, when he came and he's telling us how he did the text message. I I didn't say, all right, dude, take all that money and go to PPL. Take all that money and start cold calling. He got a deal from texting. So take that and build your text, lay into it. If that's what worked, then double down and triple down on that, right? I would say that that's the best place to start. At some point, the idea is to grow your operations. All of the big guys who are doing 100K months, $1 million months, so on and so forth in this market, if the ones that you can see on YouTube, because I don't know them, right? I mean, I know Byron, I know how he getting down, you know what I'm saying? Go toilet type status. But all of the ones from what I see, if they're willing to share what they do, they don't just do one thing. So they're doing like PPL or some version of PPC, some internet inbound leads, cold calling, cold texting, cold outreach. They have all their different ways to get leads. So at some point, you want to have multiple different streams of lead flow. But the point is you have to increase your lead flow. That's how you get consistent deals. And when you increase your lead flow, that's going to put more pressure on you to increase your dispo, to increase your transactional coordination, and all of these things. But it starts with increasing your lead flow. That increases your deal flow, right? And so I would say, yeah, and another general term, more contacts equal more contracts. The more people you tell what you do, so on and so forth. But I think more specifically, this is not a question of how to get to your first deal. This is a question of if I'm doing deals, one deal a month, one deal every 2 months, how do I get to the point where I'm doing 2 deals a month, 3, 4 deals a month? However you getting that one, scale it. So if you're texting 10,000 people a month and that gets you one deal and you want to every month consistently and you want to get to 5 deals a month, then you need to be texting 50,000 people. Take that money and reinvest it back into your business and buy more texts, buy more contacts, and make that and just go in, keep your head down, and then you can grow it that way. What would you say, Coach Scott?
Nah, I think that's awesome, man. It's like I always think about look at the deals you've done in the past. How did you get the deals? Who did you sell the deals to? That type of thing. And then double down on that. They coming from a certain area. If you get them through a certain method of texting or cold calling or bandit signs or, PPC or PPL, whatever you get them, double down on that. And, double down on where you're getting them from. If I'm getting them from this area, double down on that. See how you can get more focused in on the way you got it. Get more focused in on what area you got it in. Get more focused in on the buyer that you sold that property to. Get more focused in on that stuff. And I think, figure out that one thing, the one thing marketing, the one thing target area, the one thing type of buyer, and then go hard. You know what I'm saying? 10x, your efforts to make that happen again and again and again. So that's what I think, man. I think if you did that, I think you'd be in really good shape. But shoot, man, we've been on this thing 38 minutes, man. On a late tip, we're finna get out of this thing before we hear already on the 8th. But shoot, let's shout out people who came through. Rich came through. Mr. Philip Banks.
Wait. Barshawn Zimmerman. Did we get somebody? Did he already come in before? But yeah, dude, we can 1,000% get that, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're looking at the cleanest of the cleanest and the closer of the closers.
I would absolutely love to do that. Can we get a seller objection series? Because that's something that's very valuable to people. About to get a deal from it. But that's something that's very valuable to people. What Richard just said. Ran a Facebook ad for $6. About to get a deal from it. $6. That's how you were saying how to get them 80 leads a month. That's how. Not just using Courtney, but doing it the solo way. That's why they follow me. They think I know the way. because that's what Keithon, the Godfather Keithon, was trying to tell young Padawan the whole time.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. But like I was saying earlier, man, it's like you see all this different stuff, you start doing all kind of stuff.
You're right.
Trying to search this way, search that way, do this to get a deal, do that. You all over the place trying to figure out how to get a deal.
100%. I agree.
You need to find the one thing that's actually working right now, not something that I gotta figure out. You know, unless you ain't got nothing that's working. You know,
what do you? Hold on, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you don't have nothing that's working? Like,
then you need to call on guidance, the correct guidance with massive action is going to lead you to success. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so call on the people who are doing deals. You know what I'm saying? You know, call on the people who are that you know for this person is doing deals. Yeah. What are you doing to get these deals?
And just copy exactly what they do. What if what they do?
I'm copying your paper.
But what if what they do? Copy your paper, dude. You say, okay. Hey. I tell you what, if Richard, if you close a deal, if you close a deal from $6, copy his paper, bro.
Copy your paper.
I'm not bad vision. I'll copy paper for a while. I used to get. I was good at school, but one time
you get that angle. Hey, you get that right angle, right? Hey, you get that angle.
You gotta play it out when you get caught looking. I think he was thinking. We go right back to the page.
Hey man, I'm trying to tell you, man, you gotta call up the people who doing deals. But I'm just saying, if you're doing something, if you look back like, damn, I've done a deal. Okay, what did you do that worked? Double down on that, because it's like you're missing more deals trying to figure out something else and not paying attention to what actually worked.
Yeah,
you missing out on deals. The deals are sitting there with you. They're sitting there with you. You just not focused in on the deals that's right there in front of you.
Yeah, and a lot of times the guy when nothing is working, it's not even that. It's that you're not doing enough of anything. That's
exactly. You all over the place. You over here. You over there. You doing this.
It's like
you down.
It's like if you're trying to break out of a maze, you do. Hey, Cordero, the boy is back.
The CEO. It's like a bullet, dude. It's like a bullet.
But it's like you trying to break out of a maze and you go a little bit down that area. You like, nah, that ain't work. You didn't even go all the way down there. You didn't even go to see to its end to go far enough to know. And you haven't gone far enough in any direction to break it out, even if it is the right direction. And so when you in that place and nothing's working, then you know, like you said, call on guidance. If you don't got a lot of bread, you don't got no money, then the obstacle becomes a way. But if you don't got a lot of money and the guy is like, you talk to Byron and Byron's like, man, take $6,000. You got no money. He like, take $20,000, go buy you a truck, and you like, oh, okay. If he hits you with that, if I'm just giving, then it ain't like, dang, okay, let me not listen to that. It's like, no, there's still a lesson in what he's telling you. And he's saying, I'm going to take this amount of money. I'm going to buy PPL. It's just like, okay, still you can do it at your level. Because a lot of people, it's like, a lot of people don't realize it's like, okay, what can I do that can still work? You can get that PPL. It's like, dude, you can get $2,500 though. You might have to work a couple weeks overtime to get that money. But when you do it, if we can guarantee you're going to get a deal, come on now. Or whatever. I'm just saying, it's just like, don't think that, man, I can't. When you talk to somebody, don't ever think that you can't or it's not complicated. Also, too, when you go communicate with somebody who's giving you guidance, be completely transparent with your situation because that'll help them give you more guidance. That'll help them lead you out. The clearer you tell them.
Yeah, for sure. And I only get like a little passionate about this because I've been there. I've been in stretches of doing deals. I've been in stretches of not doing deals.
Yeah.
And it's all about it's really, I've been in situations where I was running it up. I've been in situations where I would not run it up. And I look back like, dude, I was zoomed in on one thing. And maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure it's most people. You gotta focus in on one thing. And when you focus in, you put the effort in on that one thing, stuff changes. Apply force. Apply massive action on one thing, and it will make the difference. I'm telling you right now. So
absolutely, that's major. A lot of young dudes, new people, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna let Byron put me off. But a lot of new people, I'm like, so what you want to do with that? I want to do a little bit of this, and I want to be doing that, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do real estate while I work on my rapping career, and then that's gonna take off, and these things gonna take off at the same time. No, bro. Pick one, and it's called niching down. Pick one, and then inside that one, pick one, and inside that one, pick one. So it's just like you can't be doing Forex and real estate. Pick real estate, and inside real estate, you can't just be doing everything. You can't be flipping and wholesaling and be a real estate agent. And just be a wholesaler, and inside wholesaling, you can't be saying I'm gonna wholesale these type of deals. Like I'm a cold call, I'm gonna text, I'm gonna do just cold call, just do PPL, and it's not, so on and so forth. The more narrowly focused and niche down you can be, that's where the riches are in the niches. And you can niche down on so many levels. You can target just only a certain type of seller and only a certain type of buyer in a certain market, improve upon that, and then you can branch out. But that's how you get unstuck, if you will.
Yeah, for sure, man. But shoot, we finna get out of this thing, man. Appreciate all y'all for coming in. Everybody who ever come in and watch us, man. We appreciate y'all. Rich, appreciate you for always coming through, man.
Yeah, man.
CEO always checking in. Barshawn Zimmerman, man. Appreciate you coming through.
I'm gonna bring it.
Charm. I'm here. Don't even worry about it. Do what?
I said I'm gonna start just adding seller objections every day. We gotta come up with a series. We can talk about it.
Thad, appreciate you coming through, man. J Dub came through. Appreciate you, man. Phil Banks, came through, and all my people on IG. I appreciate y'all for sliding through, man. All my people on IG. But man, we up out of this thing until tomorrow, man. Peace out.